Bruins finished one strong last night. Finished strong Tuesday for the Bruins last night.
I'll sell that.
And the team's head coach, Monty, Zoe's favorite guy, is talking about how this is now the time to sort of bear down and get ready for the playoffs. Are we starting with last night's game to see a renewed Bruins team down the stretch here?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway is that the competition that you have for minutes and roles, like, that's real. Justin Brazeau does not want to lead the lineup for Pat Maroon. Kevin Shattenkirk draws back in, has his first 3-point game in, I think, 7 years last night, 3 assists. So you're seeing guys that are responding to the idea of stepping up and earning their minutes or earning a role in this team. And that's what you want. You know, I think last year, I think we talked about this, but last year the whole roster was set. You kind of knew where everyone was going to be come game one. And I think it kind of hurt them in a way. So to have that internal competition, guys are still fighting for roles, fighting for minutes. And it really has never been enough for Jim Montgomery. Like, every time you think, like, oh, that guy's earned it, he's like, well, we'll see. Like, to have that continue, I think that's important for this team.
All right, he said it after the game last night too. That he said the thing we wanted to do tonight was check. I wanted them to check for all 3 periods. Did they do that? Do you see that these guys, even the ones that are called up and playing for him, are they listening to him and is it transmitting?
Yeah, I think so. And that Senators team, that is a wretched team. That is a bad product to watch. They have bad goaltending, bad defense, bad forwards. They got like 2 players that are worth watching, honestly. But those games are the games that they've struggled in because it's a bad team. They don't get up for the bad teams. And I really thought that they were really forcing the issue a lot with Ottawa last night. Ottawa sent a lot of bad passes right to the middle, right to the slot, and the Bruins could have had 9 goals, honestly. Like, they really could have had 9 goals last night. But that's been a hallmark, really, of their success of late. Like, that week where they played Toronto, Edmonton, Toronto, and they grabbed 5 out of 6 points, that was their best checking games of the season. Like, they held those teams to almost nothing 5-on-5, I thought. And that's what they got to do. Like, we know about their goaltending. We know about their shortcomings. Checking and playing tight, like, that's going to be how they eventually put teams away.
So he gets the hat trick last night. Now, you remember last year, in a way, how good this team was, and you're setting every damn freaking record in the building, and you're playing him trying to get, well, was it the points record or was it the goal record?
Trying to get him to 60 goals the first time.
And it just, oh, my God, they're forcing this thing. Someone's going to get exhausted. Bergeron playing in front of his family up over the border. Just things weren't lining up for them, where it just feels different this year because you're not a wagon like you were a year ago. Like you said, you got guys still trying to earn roles, and that hat trick comes last night. It doesn't feel like it's one of those forced ones where we're leaving this guy out there to score all kind of goals.
Yeah, he's such a special talent, Pastrnak is, that, like, you had a feeling early on, like, oh, this is a Pastrnak night. Here we go. Get ready for the show. It's a Pastrnak night. And it's really funny, right? Because, like, I don't think he's going to match last year's point total, but he's had a better year,
I don't
in
care.
my opinion. No, but like, he's probably more of an MVP candidate than he was last year. You look at where this team would be without David Pastrnak.
Well, I'd appreciate that more.
It's a nightmare. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like, last year, I do vote on the awards. Last year I had Pastrnak 3rd on my Hart Trophy ballot.
Wow.
This year, probably 2nd. I probably have him right behind Nathan MacKinnon because I don't think there's a player who's had a greater impact on his team's success than David Pastrnak has. He's been unbelievable. And what's crazy is that he actually he has more assists than goals. Like, he's elevated his passing game. And so it's really, you're watching a more complete player. You look at that second goal last night. You know, the Sens are trying to take advantage of the Bruins. Pastrnak comes swooping in, takeaway, breakaway, goal, 2-0. Like, that's a veteran move. And it all begins at the other end with a hard hit against an Ottawa defenseman behind the net there. So you're seeing David Pastrnak become a more complete player for this team, and it's paying off.
Ty, can we talk goalies for a second here?
Oh, we love talking goalies.
Let's talk some goalies. 36 goalies who've played 500 minutes or more since the All-Star break. Jeremy Swayman, save percentage, 23rd. High danger save percentage, 33rd out of 36. Goals against average, 27th. Linus Ullmark is better in all 3 categories. If the playoffs started tonight, who are you starting?
Linus Ullmark. Linus Ullmark, he's earned it. And, you know, I think it's a bit of a bad look for, and maybe that's too strong, but, like, Jeremy Swayman, if he loses the Game 1 job for the second time in 3 years, because he had it. In 2022, he had it after February, and then he lost it. He had an 890 over the final 2 months of the season. That's a rough look, man. If that happens 2 times in 3 years and you want to get your big payday, now it may not matter because I'm telling you, they're going to go with both goaltenders. I think the approach is it's your net until you lose a game, and then you go to the other guy, and then you see what he has, and then you go from there. But right now, it's got to be Linus Ullmark in game 1. It has to be. He just looks so dialed in right now.
Is that a healthy way to do it? You lose and you're out?
Well, if you get the net back, it's fine, right? But if you don't get the net back, well, that's because the other guy just went on a massive run.
And that's what you're looking for.
Right. You need one of these guys to break through. Like, it's been 2 postseasons now with this tandem. Neither one has looked particularly excellent in the playoffs.
Tatum.
No, I would take Tatum.
No, but you see the Tatum thing, like, okay, like Porzingis or one of these guys could end up being this X factor, and like people aren't counting Tatum in.
Yeah.
Even though he's like the best player on the court.
No, and this is
It's
like
a mental thing.
It is, and you know, I will admit that they did not put Jeremy Swayman in the best spot last year. They did not. If they could have a redo, Game 5 is when you put him in. But still, it's been 8 playoff games now, I believe, or 7. 901 save percentage. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and so they just need one of these guys to break through. I really don't care who it is. I think you're going to see both of them, but one of them has to break through for this team if they're going to get out of the first round.